Mr. Eggert, you know, my colleague, Mr. Holt, talked about recycling these metals and rare earths. I'm a big recycler, but there's no way that we can keep up with demand by recycling. We ought to be looking at both sides of this story. One is to recycle, but two is to explore and use environmental stewardship in mining. What's alarming to me is what seems to be going on, and I'm concerned about it, is that foreign governments are cornering the market and artificially inflating the markets. A good example would be what we're undergoing now with OPEC, and then China with the rare earths. In regards to these special elements that we're involved with, I've got a company that has revolutionized the electric motor, and they're very dependent upon these magnets. How do you foresee, or how do you see our current environmental standards and this moving bar helping extort the American taxpayer and the American consumer in regards to productions of these revolutionary type of discoveries?
Could you repeat the very last portion of the question? I didn't hear the key part of the question.
How is the American consumer and the industry being extorted by artificially raising prices by foreign markets?
Well, when one or a small number of powerful producers can act opportunistically to raise prices or to restrict availability, either you pay the higher price and it increases your costs and reduces your profitability, or in the case of physical unavailability, one faces the choice of not building, or in cases where there's an effort to redirect investment of manufacturing facilities to other locations, manufacturing can be redirected, relocated.
Mr. McGordy, can you address that a little bit for me, please?
Congressman, you raise an interesting question. My thought goes to how one would cost out lost innovation as well. Unavailability of resources, the general sense that one would not be pursuing and exploring new applications because you don't feel that you can source the components, the precursor metals. It has to have some sort of drag effect. I don't know how one would measure it. I'm not an economist.
But you could really agree with me that the American taxpayers are going to be one fronting this because it's artificially inflated.
Yes, I think so. You phrase it in terms of consumers, and I'm thinking also, you know, what would the consumer not have 5 years from now? And how would they even know they don't have it?
And so it's our own federal government that's standing in the way of that marketplace.
I think the federal government can make changes.
Thank you.
We talked about permitting.
Thank you.